Today I would like to talk about creating free body diagram artwork. The discussion today will be based on this Shigley book problem of the pull handle, where we're looking at the critical location where the shaft goes from a 1.5 inch diameter to a 1 inch diameter. And we're interested in creating a theoretical cut at that critical location and creating this particular free body diagram. This one's drawn by hand, and the objective is to see what we could do with Solidworks in Microsoft Word. There are a few things I would like to highlight in the artwork for this free body diagram. And it centers around how you can tell what's in front of what. So where we've taken this theoretical cut, for example, you can see that there is a torque that is shown in the artwork, and you get a sense of the direction of this torque, how it's being applied to this back face, because the torque is shown to be in front of the x-axis that is segmented there, and the torque is actually only the arc of a particular circle that's in a plane between the YZ plane and the plane of the cut. And similarly, there is a line parallel to the Z here, and you see a bending moment, how the bending moment is segmented, and how the bending moment is also on a circle that is on a plane that is parallel to what is the front plane of the device. So segmentation is really good to kind of give the viewer an idea of what's in front of what. First, I wanted to take the original problem as it was given and create something that looked like it in Solidworks, dimensionally accurate, and this is what I came up with. Along the way, I created some reference planes. Obviously, I have let's see, front is that one. I obviously have these. The top is that one, and the right is that one. So I have those reference planes, but I created some additional reference planes. I created one that will be at the theoretical cut. That's at the bottom end of that fillet, and then I created a second plane. That's going to be the plane that I draw the moment on. And then I created a third plane midway between the right plane and my cut plane to draw my torque. I'll show you the 3D sketch in a moment. But what I did in order to create the theoretical cut, I created two additional boss extrusions. One for this particular boss extrusion is the one that I used to create my first free body diagram, the one we're looking at. And when I create this particular boss extrusion that it features, I create it in such a way where I don't merge the result. And when I do that, I have the capability of doing an intersection. So I take the boss extrude 5 and I intersect it with this body, and how you do that is you go up to insert features and combine, and you do a common. For example, you do a common of what would be the fillet, which is what they're calling the main body there, fillet 1, because the last thing I did was the fillet operation. Combine fillet 1 with boss extrude 5, and that's how I ended up with what is called now, I'll roll it forward, combine one, and you end up with the back part being removed. So if I edit feature, you can see that I did a common intersection between fillet 1 and the Boss Extrude 5. So I'm really set up for success here. Then I'll show you my 3D sketch. So show it, and I sort of have it in the view that I want here. Have it in that view. Got my thing for my circle for my torque. Got my circle for my bending moment. I've got the lines for my forces, and I've got the original axes. Sort of have it in the view that I want. So this is looking pretty good. What I can do is come up here now, and I can change to hidden lines removed. Let's look at that one. Oh, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good, and it sort of gives me this nasty background here, and I can go over and let's see, let's see if that one's right. Yeah, ambient white is what I went to. Yeah, backdrop, ambient white. So now I've got a good white background with my construction lines there, and I'm really set up for success. Now I can do an alt print screen, and then I can start, let's say, paint. Start my paint program, and then I can Control V and plop it in there, crop it a first time, and then I can come back and maybe crop it a second time. Crop. Maybe I'll crop it again. I mean, I could erase this other stuff, but let me crop it again so I don't have to fool too much with this. Crop. So I'm in really good shape here. Right. So far. Okay, let's do some cleanup here. Do some erasing. Sort of clean ourselves up. In my figure, I had the torque in front of the x-axis, going clockwise if you're looking down the x-axis. Let's go take a look at that. So zooming in, right there. Let's go to a smaller nib. So I want the torque in front of the x-axis. So segment there, and I'm gonna, oh crap, Control Z, clean that back, do something like this. Dang it. Sneak up on it. Do that. Let's see, how did I have that? Looks like a 270. How about that? Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's go take a look at what I had from my moment. So the moment starts at the top, goes behind that line. Starts at the top, goes behind the line. So I need that kind of thing. Maybe not quite that much. Yeah, but that. No. Okay, goes behind the line. That's okay. Starts there, ends there. Starts there. Ends there. Okay, reasonably happy. Solidworks likes to put these endpoints on there. I'm not super thrilled. Sometimes I leave them in. Sometimes you wouldn't even see them once you bring them into Word anyway. Okay. All right. It's not bad. All right. So let's leave that for a second. Come over here to a new document. I'm going to say Insert Shapes, and then I'm going to say a new drawing canvas. And I'm going to stretch it out to my boundaries. So there's my drawing canvas. This takes a little bit of getting used to. Get my artwork. Control A, copy. Control C. Come over here, plop it in. There you go. Alright, not bad. Maybe I center it in here. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I'm going to drawing tools. I'm going to try to insert a line that goes over that one. Let's see. Needs to go down. Playing around with the weight. You can play around with your arrows and drop it down if you want. Arrows wise, I kind of like this arrow. You can actually play around with the size of the arrow. Let's see, more arrows. See what that one looks like. Alright. And color wise, that maybe. So pretty okay with this so far. Let's do one of my moments. So for a moment, I want to do an arc. So this is tricky, no doubt. So we wanted to do oh crap, see that thing moves on you. Wish there was a way to lock that down. I grabbed that and then it wants to grab the back one. So trying to fit this thing in, I'll just show you some of the tricks here. So you create that arc. Maybe rotate it some. Maybe a little more. I don't know if all this is necessary, but just trying to see how I can do here. I don't know. I'm going to do a copy of that and then on the original one, sweep that back to here. Go a little bit thicker. And black. And this guy back. A little bit thicker. Black. If you want, I can put my arrow there. That. So it's not looking too bad. Okay. Okay, now I'll fast forward to where I've put in my torque, my bending moment, my torques. I put in my forces, overlaid them using the drawing tools and just navigating through those items. For the y-axis, z, and x, I chose a different arrow. And now I wanted to show you how to decorate with the variables. And I use a drawing box. And when you first bring up the drawing box, it has an outline. So the first thing I do is I go no fill for the shape fill and no outline there. So I've got a box that is just a text box that would overlay. And I can come in and do hit the equation bar, and I can put in, for example, z for the z-axis. So now I have a z variable and that I can overlay, and it'll look like that. And then once I have that, I'm set up for success. I do Control C, Control V, and then I can come in here and change to a Y. And I've got these, looks like 11 point. That's okay. If you want to do a smaller, certainly change it. The font size. There's my Y. Control V. And the thing with the Microsoft equation editor, if I want to do like an F, a subscript Y, I do underscore and then Y. And now I've got my FY. Pretty easy. So I hit that. There. Control V. I can change it to put in my torque. There. Just some secrets. And see, Control V. Maybe you know this. H. My H underscore X. Get rid of the Z. Pretty easy. Looks good too. You've got the math fonts going, and it just looks good. Okay, and this is what I ended up with after I decorated all of the elements and shown my cross section where I've got the 4 points that we're going to be studying on this problem. So in this way you can use Solidworks coupled with Microsoft Word to sort of take what you hand drew and improve it. So it sets up a pretty solid approach. Hope you've enjoyed it.